Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to talk about my experience with Milwaukee tools. I started with Milwaukee about 7 years ago. Bought into the brand and purchased, as most of us would do, an M18 Brushed Drill. At that time the brushless weren't available. Debate about whether it's best to go brushless or brushed, but brushless are more expensive. I think that's what you can say, and they probably do have a longer battery life when they are a fuel version, but this was a brushed, and that came with a charger, 2 batteries and the drill. Been good. I've used that a lot. It's a hammer drill and a ordinary drill where you can adjust it and set the torque, I suppose you would call it, wouldn't you? Anyway, and that's been fine. That's now about 7 years old and is well and truly out of warranty, but good. Then I moved on to a grinder. I needed a grinder and I thought I'll go cordless, and bought a fuel grinder. That came with 2 batteries, a charger and that drill. I've a bit of a story with that, which I'll come back to in a moment, but the drill's been great. That's a brushless drill and it's been a good drill. Then I bought a Impact, and that came with a drill and a charger. These are M12. I think it came with two amp hour batteries, and then on an offer you got this 4 amp hour battery. And obviously a charger. Then I added a Dremel tool. Again, been good. That was just a skin, and I haven't had any issues with that. But my problem started with Milwaukee was that the grinder, only a few months into using it, had to go back for warranty repair. Thing just seized up. It went in for probably 3 or 4 weeks, maybe longer, for repair. Had a bit of a holiday. Came back and I used it again for maybe 6 months. Seized up again. It's exactly the same thing. It's a common issue, or was at the time. Maybe they've modified them now, I don't know. But it went back again, got repaired, and then failed again in and out another 6 months. And then each time it had a new body. They replaced the whole body. I believe it's got something to do with the pilot bearing, probably this end, which is a little bit inferior. Well, inferior at least in that it fails. Whether it's a bushing or a bearing, I'm not certain, but that's the failure point. So now I don't use that very much. I mean, you lose confidence in these tools when they start failing on you, and that was the latest body, and it's had a fairly light life, really. It still looks quite new, but I don't feel I can do any heavy jobs with it because it might fail on me. And around about the same time, the battery started failing. There's a 3-year warranty, I believe, on Milwaukee batteries, and one of my 5 amp hour M18s died. Haven't got the failed battery here, but I had 2 of them. This one's gone intermittent. Occasionally it just shows a single light and won't charge in the charger, and then it'll sit and turn itself on while it's not plugged into anything and run down. The other one's completely dead now. Both of them failed just out of warranty around about the 3.5-year mark. So this is inside the M12 Impact. I took it apart and gave it a good clean, isopropyl alcohol. It runs fine without the impact head on. The thing about doing that is you've got to support the body because it only has one bearing. The other bearing effectively is the impact head. But it runs and seems to run fairly strongly. I connect the impact head up and it doesn't have the guts to actually turn it around. I've run the impact head on another motor and that appears to run fine. It died when I was on the roof in hot conditions, and all of a sudden it was driving screws and then wasn't, just stopped dead. The light flashes when you pull the trigger. The indicator light flashes on the other side. But anyway, I've looked into replacing the board. Can't just buy the board. Got to buy a unit which includes the battery connector, the switch, the board, and the windings. Doesn't include the armature, and obviously not the impact head. Prices for that vary widely. You can pay as little as $80 from China, from AliExpress. Or as much as $250, $260 Australian dollars for what I presume would be a genuine item. But if it's $260, then that's not far off $311 for a whole new unit. and it's a lot, I believe, for that component. Why they, I don't. We could replace just the board, but I suppose they don't like the idea of you soldering the connectors back in. So a bit of a dilemma, really. But I think I'm going to go down the road of using yet another battery system. To replace this in Australia, it's $311 just for the skin. So that just to me seems too much. So I'm now looking around at what else I can buy. So the range of cordless power tools you can buy these days in Australia is pretty impressive and ever changing. So I've sort of gone through and tried to make a list of what you can get. Here we go. You can go for professional trade brands, which I'm more inclined to do. But that's Milwaukee, Makita, DeWalt, Hikoki, which was a formerly Hitachi apparently, the Bosch Blue line, which is the professional line, Festool, Metabo, Hilti, and Panasonic. May have missed some, don't know. And then in your DIY homeowner brands, you're looking at Ryobi, AEG, which is a Bunnings brand, and Ozito, which is also a Bunnings brand, sold elsewhere in the world under other names. Works, Black & Decker, Bosch in green, that's the DIY range. I can't even pronounce that. XUI, which is an unusual one. That's not, I haven't seen that one around, but that's an entry level. And Rockwell. So a pretty decent list to go through to work out. If you work out that that's $311, you can get a kit with a battery from Ozito for about $100. So that makes it possibly almost disposable in that you could buy 3 Ozito tools, which really are a budget tool, for the price of one of the Milwaukee Impacts. So, I mean, actually quite talk myself into this, but I don't want to go down the Ozito road. But you can take it back to Bunnings and they will immediately replace it, whereas Milwaukee has to go in for warranty work and repair. So that's kind of tempting. Then there's the Ryobi range. I still have some Ryobi tools. Pretty much the only one that ever gets used now is the little old circular saw by Ryobi. That one I've had for a very long time. That could be 10 years old now. I don't actually have the battery system for that anymore. Battery adapter to connect to Milwaukee batteries to run the Ryobi. And I also have this. This actually came from when we lived in the UK. Came from Screwfix. It's called Irubar. Is that the correct pronunciation? I don't know. But that still works, but it's now on its last legs because my charger has died. So I know that's the last charge that this is going to get. And again, it's been quite good. It's done an awful lot of work. But so if a budget range, which this was cheap, if a budget range of batteries can have this is a 10.8 volt battery, which lasts over 10 years, why can't Milwaukee make their batteries last over 10 years or warrant them for more than 3 years? And better still, balance them. As I understand it, Makita, possibly DeWalt, and Bosch do balance their batteries. And Bosch, singling Bosch out, they offer a 6-year warranty on the tool and on the battery. So that gives you some confidence, doesn't it? But Milwaukee don't seem to be able to do that. And these are more expensive. So what do I buy? Do I stick with Milwaukee? I mean, I'm not going to throw them away. Some of the batteries still work and I'll carry on using them as normal. But I need an impact. So I think I'm going to go for another tool range. Anyway, I'll update you. I'll do a little bit of a deep dive, a bit of a survey on what tool I prefer to go and the price, because you can get some, as you would know, you can get some good specials from time to time on tools. So we'll see how I go.